It is now my distinct honor to call Dr. Hackie Reitman to the front of the stage to be joined by Board Chair Averbeck and President Haggerty.
Mahatma Gandhi once said, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." Today, it is our exceptional honor to celebrate your lifelong service to the neurodiverse community. Yours is a life extraordinarily well lived, but it was truly in service that you've left an indelible mark on our world. It's not often that an accomplished practicing orthopedic surgeon discovers he has a second calling, but fatherhood will do that. You watched your young daughter, Rebecca, struggle with epilepsy, brain tumors, and surgeries, and you were inspired by her determination to rise above her challenges and achieve against all odds. If it's unusual for a surgeon to change vocations, perhaps it's even more so for a boxer to use his right hook to raise funds. But that's exactly what you did, donating the purses from every professional heavyweight match to children's charities. When Rebecca earned a degree from Georgia Tech, you wrote, produced, and directed a film to illuminate the challenges people with learning differences face as they struggle to succeed in the one-size-fits-all educational system. When she was diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome, you were dismayed at how little your medical training had prepared you to help her. So you dug in. Years of research culminated in your first book, Aspertools, the practical guide for understanding and embracing Asperger's, autism spectrum disorders, and neurodiversity. Co-written with your daughter, it's the first book to offer tools and resources to help mainstream audiences understand those whose brains work differently. You realized how connected the conditions under the neurodiverse umbrella really are, and how unnecessarily disparate the communities serving them. So you created Different Brains, a nonprofit organization advocating for inclusion, acceptance and awareness of neurodiversity, and offering resources in an inclusive community for everyone with a neurological disorder, regardless of diagnosis. There you mentor neurodivergent interns over the age of 18, giving them the opportunity to develop social and job skills, as well as tools to maximize their potential. Surgeon, boxer, author, filmmaker, CEO, mentor. You've worn many professional mantles, but it's that of advocate of which you are surely most proud. You were Rebecca's most faithful champion and supporter, and that made you an advocate of the neurodiverse community. Your dedication to the support of Aspies, your name for anyone whose brain is different, inspires us all. We are in awe of your work for the community we serve, and it's our distinct privilege to honor you. Therefore, by the virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Beacon College, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, with all rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, President Haggerty, Dan, head of the board, Darrell, for that terrific introduction. And thank all of you, the graduates here at Beacon College, for allowing me to be part of this day. Let's give the graduates all a big hand. And I'm guessing that you guys, like me, you've never done anything worthwhile without a little bit of help from somebody. And so I want to give a hand to all the families and friends and teachers and staff and everybody who helps us out, our mentors. You know, I prepared a speech, and meeting some of you and learning more about Beacon while I'm here, even though I'm so privileged to have gotten to know George for a while, I decided to change it a little bit. You know, I was a bit different growing up. My folks had a gas station in Jersey City, and I got expelled in the first grade. And then I got expelled in the 10th grade. But ever since I was a little kid, because I worked at the gas station, I used to gas up Dr. Aronoff's car, and I wanted to be like him. He'd walk in with that black bag, and he'd make me feel better. I said, I got to be like him. I started writing away to the AMA. Hey, I want to be a doctor. I don't want to go to high school and everything. What's the story here? And he said, well, there's these 6-year medical programs, and my high school advisor told me, don't even apply. And you're going to find in your endeavors well-intentioned people. People who want to see you succeed. They're going to discourage you from going for your dreams. No, you can't do that. See, you're not this, you're not that. Well, I was very lucky. And for me, boxing has been a metaphor for life for me. Why? Well, back in my first year of medical school, I was jealous of my friends. My best friends from Jersey City, they're making All-American, they were on TV playing football. I didn't like football. You had to take orders, you had to stay in line, you had to do what everybody said. I didn't like that. And I was whining to them, and like good friends will, they gave me some advice. I said, why don't you go fight? You know how to box. So I entered the Golden Gloves, first year medical school, and I was fortunate to win the whole thing. I got offered a pro signing bonus for $100,000 if I quit medicine, which I wouldn't do because I wanted to be a doctor, okay? And what I'm telling you is, don't let anyone discourage you. Don't let people discourage you from going after it, okay? Now, you got to use the tools you have, and you got to recognize your strengths. Don't focus so much on the weaknesses. For instance, in boxing, all I had was a good right hand. If I hit you with a right hand, I'll knock you out. The rest of me was extremely mediocre. Plus, when I went back to the pros because I wanted to do something to help children's charities, and this is another long story you can read on our website at differentbrains.org if you want, but I went in there for very special reasons. So I was 38 years old when you're not supposed to fight after 35. And I fought up until I was 52. And my manager and trainer, Tommy Torino, used to tell me what I'm going to tell you guys. What I just said. Focus on your strengths. Don't make it complicated. I met some of you guys. We're all different. Some of you are a whole lot smarter than me, but that's nothing to be proud of. What you do with it is to be proud of. So he said to me, you are making this so complicated. All you can do is use your best tools. Move forward throwing punches. Don't give up. Don't quit. And eventually, the other guy falls down. Eventually, you win. Now, you guys have done all the training to get in the ring for your big fight. You went to Beacon College, you paid your dues, you got a great education. You're surrounded by good people on all sides. So go for it, all right? Now, I'll give you an example of using your tools. As part of our nonprofit organization, Different Brains, our neurodivergent interns and I get to interview some really interesting people, many of whom have different brains, like Temple Grandin and so many others. But I want to tell you now about Professor Matthew Schneps, who is one of the world's greatest astrophysicists at MIT and Harvard. And I'm interviewing him, and I think I give a good introduction, like, Darryl just gave me. And he says, hey, I got to correct you. You said that I'm able to do all these things despite my dyslexia, and I'm here to tell you I can do them precisely because of my dyslexia. He said, now ask me any math problem. I said, come on, you're an astrophysicist, you know numbers. Ask me anything. I said, all right, how much is 7 times 6? He said, I have no idea. I can't do it, but I have a calculator. A tool. I'm not making this up. And he said, when he got out of high school, none of the colleges would talk to him. Hey, you can't read, can't do numbers, except MIT, because he knew all about the stars. He went for it. He went for what his dream was, okay? Don't let anyone deter you from going for it. But you have to decide what that is. One of my mentors, who's done so much for me for 40 years, Bernie Carsonell, is sitting here with me, and he always makes me answer to this day, and I'm 72 years old. What are you trying to accomplish? It's a tough question, but an important. You just graduated from Beacon College. Great school, great stuff. Now, what are you going to accomplish? Another quote I like, which kind of forces us all to figure out what we really want to do, is the sailor without a destination cannot possibly hope for a favorable wind. You got to decide where you're going. There's plenty of people right in this room who will help you get there. And you can email me at differentbrains.org and I'll try to help you. There's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of mentors out there, right? And don't buy society's big lie that you can only do one thing at a time. There's 24 hours in a day, and how you want to use them is entirely up to you. Nothing can stop you, but you got to do it. Now, I will close by confessing to you what I confessed to this great man one day. I had occasion when I was 21 years old. I had won Golden Gloves, and I got to hang out with and meet the greatest heavyweight champion of all time. This goes way back, so those of us with gray hair know who I'm talking about. Joe Louis, considered the greatest of all time, greatest heavyweight champion, great man. And I'm talking to him, and I'm 21 years old. I had just won the Golden Gloves, and I said, Champ, I got a confession to make. He said, what, Doc? I said, every time I get in the ring, every time I have a fight, I get so scared, I get anxious, I get nervous. I try to chicken out of the fight. I get sometimes sick the day before. And this great man puts his arm around me and says to me what I'm going to say to you. Doc, we all take fear into the ring with us. It's what you do with it that makes you a champion. So I'm telling you, when you get those butterflies, you get nervous, hey, do what you got to do. You guys have done all the training. You're ready for this. You're ready to go out and get a great career. great relationships, great family, and you're surrounded by good people. So I want to thank everybody for allowing me to be here at Beacon College. It's been an honor and a privilege for everything, and I admire everything that's going on at Beacon College, and I hope you guys will stay in touch with Beacon College and pass it on. Thank you very much.